It's Halloween, it's Halloween. The moon is full and bright, and we shall see what can't be seen on any other night. Skeletons and ghosts and ghouls, grinding goblins fighting duels, werewolves rising from their tombs, witches on their magic brooms. In masks and gowns, we hunt the streets and knock on doors for trick or treats. Tonight we are the king and queen for all tonight. It's Halloween. Jack Perlowski. Welcome to Lummo, the Halloween special. You're about to enter my worst Halloween night ever. Don't forget to subscribe.
Halloween is here, and with the cooling nights and scary traditions, we seek to express the deepest ambition. Who doesn't love Halloween? As a child, I loved this spooky holiday. It was the only day of the year where I could be anything I wished for. I could put on a mask and costume and with no shame roam the streets. Even better would be the realization that I could get candy for free.
I'm a very lucky boy. I've got a Tootsie Roll Pop. And I'm a very lucky girl. I've got a Tootsie Roll Pop. All of the kids in the neighborhood say Tootsie Roll Pops are triple good.
This wasn't just childish fantasy. This was the mere epitome of everyone's desires as a child. You see, in my opinion, children's point of view is as if through a special lens, a lens of innocence. When the world is cruel and immensely vast, they seek to learn by mockery. What better way to express yourself than pretending to be something you're not? Now, all I will do today for this Halloween special is explain to you something that has haunted me for many years since I was a child, ever since my first Halloween that I can remember. Since I come from a really poor family, I never had the opportunity to go out there and buy a costume and enjoy a good trick-or-treating. For me, it was more like the one candy that I got from my grandmother that once a year just because, you know, she had to. But anyway, enough of that because I don't want to make this video too long. All I can remember, my first Halloween was when I was 10 years old. I remember that I went to 3 different dollar stores and I got this horrendous costume completely made out of scratch. That being so horrendous that I guess it was so bad that it was good for the Halloween theme. Because, you know, it was that bad people wanted to run away. Not really, but anyway, going back to the story, I remember that I had this really tight elastic spandex that was supposed to be Yoda from Star Wars, but I guess it was 2 sizes too small, and I was able to go to Halloween. I didn't give a fuck, man. I also had this stupid alien mask that was twice the size of my head, but you could still see the back of my head, which in turn made it even worse, so I didn't complain. I was happy. I remember at the time that I used to live with my aunt, and at the time I didn't know English. English is my second language. As you guys can tell, I have an accent. I'm Spanish, so don't fucking hate on me for it. I didn't know how to speak English, and I went to the first house shaking, and then and the first thing they did was they stared at me like if I came from another fucking world. I raised my hand, shaking, and I was like, trick or treat. Oh my god, that was so bad. They just started laughing at me and laughing. I didn't understand why they were laughing at the moment. All I wanted was my fucking candy. But it was hysterical, the fact that they were laughing at me to the point that even my aunt next to me started laughing as well. And I guess it was pretty bad because she was supposed to take care of me instead of laugh at me. But I know what you guys are thinking. Lummo, come on. That's not even that bad. That fucking cinematic intro made it seem like this video was gonna be fucking good. Okay, calm down. I'm about to explain to you why this was my worst Halloween ever. You see, it wasn't just the fact that almost every house that I went to, people were laughing at me because you can see my ass cheeks squeezed in a tiny spandex suit. It was because of this creepy guy that I noticed in one of the corners. It still gives me the chills just by thinking about it. You see, he was wearing an all-black gown, and I saw him on a corner, I guess similar to this guy right here, but the difference was that you couldn't even see his face. It was fucking creepy. I noticed that he was following us on every single corner, and I didn't know if it was real or maybe it was just my imagination, given the fact that I was being laughed at on every fucking corner that I went to just asking for trick or treat. Oh my god, I still cringe at that. Fuck my life. I remember that night, I had a nightmare. That night when I went down to count on my candy, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god. I've never known that you could get so much candy. I had like a small pile and I was just happy. But I remember that night when I went to sleep, something happened. I had this weird feeling when I opened my eyes. And then I noticed that something was in the corner of my room. I was freaking the fuck out. A shadow similar to the man that I have seen earlier that evening. I can still remember it as if it was yesterday. And it was this petroleum smell. It smelled like old gasoline. And it filled the whole room. The whole room stank like gasoline. And then this figure just started coming closer to me. When I looked down, I noticed that my whole body was paralyzed. It was as if I was detaching myself from my body. And I was still looking at myself sleeping. I was looking at the whole room as if I was actually floating in the air. And then this dark figure came coming at me. Why? Why? I kept asking myself, who are you? Get away from me. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you, I kept saying to myself. But as a 10-year-old, you know that you will piss your pants if you saw something so horrendous. Long story short, guys, I never understood why I had that nightmare. I never understood if this guy was actually real or just something part of my imagination. But one thing I'll tell you guys, even till this day, I still have this nightmare. This dark figure keeps coming down to me and it paralyzes me at night. As if there's nothing I can do but just let myself be in this dark Halloween nightmare. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, leave a like, make sure that you have notifications on because YouTube is not gonna send you my newest videos. I made this video completely different, purely to entertain you guys. I hope you enjoyed my 400 subscriber special and I wish you a haunting Halloween. See you on the next video.